Hey folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Smithy's Forge. I am your host, the Smithy, and today we're taking a look at Transformers Titans Return, Legends Class Kickback. And this is our third one. We finally got all three of the Insecticon Generals. We got Shrapnel, who got redubbed as Scrapnel, I believe 2 waves ago in Generations. And our previous one, we got who's his name? Hardshell, who used to be Bombshell in Combiner Wars. This one, however, is actually my favorite of the ones so far. I really like how we've gotten the clear plastic wings, so he very much looks like a bug. You know, he very much looks like his he's got the see-through wings that you see on a grasshopper locust thing. These things. The jumpy bugs with the wings, those. So, I mean, if you take a good look at him, he's actually, a really great throwback to the original Kickback. Now, I don't have the original Kickback because that was a few years before my time, honestly, and tracking one down now is not the easiest thing. So, I can't do that kind of a comparison for you. However, I can do comparison from another Legends class figure in this line. As you see, we have Brawn here, and, obviously not a great comparison. Actually, no, I think that actually would be a good comparison. I mean, back in the '86 movie, he was about the same size as Hot Rod, actually. So, yeah, that's actually probably makes him look a little bit too big. So, decent scaling there. And, for as far as deluxes go, we'll put him up against another bug bot here. We have Generations Waspinator we got a couple years back. And, yeah, I mean, we have, little bug, big bug. Honestly, if I saw either one of these kinds of bugs this big, I would probably freak out a bit. Kind of terrifying. But, size comparisons out of the way. I mean, he does have moderate posability in this mode. I mean, he has his back legs here will obviously become his robot mode legs. So, you have the hip joints and the knee joints that kind of, they actually facilitate a little bit more of a buggy look to him. So you can get him in kind of a crouch straight hop look. These legs back here move a little bit. Not a lot, but, once again, it's a transformation joint, so is this one. So he's got some posability back here. None of these legs are all kind of static, so none of them are posed together, but you can move his wings around. And, they're on a ball joint here and a hinge here. So the hinge is, it's not overly well posable, but, you can do some stuff with it. I mean, obviously you can have him off to the side, you can have, if you, actually, now that I remember it, I don't know if you can see it in my lighting here, but yeah, there it is. You have this little peg hole right here. So if you have a display stand, you can actually have him, you can get him like set up like, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Moving on. So, yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to him in this mode. I mean, he's a bug. He's a grasshopper locust bug. And I like him. He does have the gimmick that all these Titans Return Legends class figures have of, he's got this, if you look at the clear plastic on his back here, this has a small tab on it. So you can actually pop that open. And unlike Brawn, who the Titan Master can actually fit inside him, this is basically just like a seat. You can have Wild Locust Rodeo. I mean, you can take one of the little Titan Master dudes here. You can just kind of, I mean, he's got the little peg holes in the bottom of his feet, and he's got the little pegs in the bottom here. So if you actually take the time, you can, peg him into place. But there you go. You have Robo Locust Rodeo. Please stop. This is humiliating. So yeah, there's that. But we'll jump down to transformation here real quick, make it quick. And it's a really quick transformation too. So the way you want to start off is you want to just flip his wings around. You want to kind of rock him down on the hinge a little bit, just to keep him a little bit easier to deal with. And you want to grab this whole setup right here, the front bug legs, are on this tiny little hinge joint right here. And I thought that this was going to be really brittle, but it's actually not. It holds up really well. So you can pretty much just grab the whole thing and just yank on it, more or less, and it'll pop over. No effort to it whatsoever, but it still holds in place just fine. So you do that on both sides. Then like I did with this side, you want to kind of angle the wings back so it'll be back behind him like that. Then you reach down to his bug butt here, and you split that apart. Now, as you can see, these are going to be his arms right here. So what you want to do is, if I can get my hand out of the way, you want to move this up, and it's going to be on this armature up here in his shoulder, right here. And it's going to, as it comes up, it actually slides over on a, if you look, it's kind of a weird setup. It has a kind of an automorph feature where this peg right here that it's on, this bar, actually rolls it so it moves forward as it's moving over. So then you have that. Then you come over here and you do the same thing on this side. You know, just grab the arm and whoop, and done. And you kind of stand up this weird amorphous bug monster we have going on here. So yeah, you know, just grab his arm and swivel him at the elbow joint here, get him in place. Do the same on this side. And come around here. And what you need to do here, it's kind of a double move at once. You need to flip this part of his leg down while at the same time you're pushing it forward like that. And it kind of collapses into the back of his leg like that. Do the same on this side. Just bring it in on that joint, push it in, and there we have his legs. And you come up here to his head. My camera's kind of limited, so I'm trying to keep the whole thing in frame here. Just push his bug head forward until you just feel it lock into place. And then you grab his robot mode head, you flip this up, and just spin it in place. And there we have Kickback's head. And, you know, just get him standing. Get him in focus of the camera. And there we go, we have Kickback. And this is another one of those cases where I just love these Legends figures. They're so much fun. You can just pop them back and forth between modes, and both modes are satisfying, and their transformations are just fun. I mean, his head is very, very G1 Kickback. I mean, he's got the cool black visor. These are, you know, kind of rubbery, so it's very easy. You know, very good posability of his head too. It's on because it's obviously on the ball joint. But you know, let's run through posability real quick here. So you got the ball jointed shoulder and elbow, so obviously you have an amazing range of movement here. Obviously a little hampered by that, but nothing really major. You still have his wing articulation. Hips are on a ball joint, as are his knees, so, you know, limited posability, but just enough for this size class. And all in all, zero complaints about it. It's another one of those little Legends dudes who's just fun. So, you know, not to prattle on or gush over him like I do with a lot of these Legends figures, but, you know, get down to the size comparisons real quick. You know, here he is in robot mode with Brawn. And, you know, Brawn's a little bit taller, but I think that's just more of the way he's built. Obviously, you know, with his antennas, yeah, he's about as tall as Brawn, but he got a tiny head. Got a tiny head. Big guy with a tiny head. That's a Tommy Boy reference. Anyway, and get him right next to his Bugbot buddy here, and there he is with Generations Waspinator. And, you know, once again, different size classes. Obviously, there's going to be a fairly substantial difference here. But, you know, I still think that scales really well with Waspinator, honestly. I like how it looks. But, you know, once again, preferences. Everyone has their own, and this is mine. Don't really care about yours. Okay, I can't lie. I do care if you like it. You should buy it. He's awesome. Waspinator is awesome too if you can get a hold of him, but we're talking about him. He's awesome. But, you know, I don't want to prattle on and don't want to have this be a gush fest, but I would honestly say, like with Brawn, these guys are $10, and they're fun just to pass the time. Even if you're not a collector, these are something you can just sit on your desk at work and have fun with it. So yeah, I would say if you find them, pick them up. It'll keep you entertained for a while. If you can't find them, find one of the other ones, but definitely a good investment. I'm glad I picked them up. So I'm going to stop running my mouth here. We're going to call that good. This has been the Transformers Titans Return Legends Class Kickback. And this is the Smithy reminding you to stay primed and forge on.